Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out XLM's price chart, and what we expected pretty much played out. Why? Because if you remember the last time that we talked about stellar lumen, I think we were right in here, and the idea was that off of the lowest slope we are really not able to find a 5 wave on the upside. Why? Because our best shot at finding a 5 wave was if we said this is a 1 2 3 4 5, but wave 3 in here was actually the smallest wave, which is a huge no-no in Elliott's wave. So that's why I said there's a very high chance whatever move on the upside that we are having in here is just going to be a correction as structure, meaning after it's over, we're gonna have another move down in order to take the lowest low all the way down here. And well, unfortunately, that pretty much played out. I'm not really happy about my predictions coming true, but you know what? The chart really doesn't care about what you and I, and for that matter, anybody else thinks. Now, what is going on in this area? I'm going to show you two different counts. One is going to be the bullish one. The other one is actually the bearish scenario, suggesting maybe this is going to be some sort of a final top. So, are you ready? Let's dive in. You see, the first scenario suggests that we are actually quite bearish in here. Let's go around this area. Okay. If you want to argue that we're gonna have our final top around here, maybe this is like a very important resistance area, then okay, show me off of the highest high a 1 2 3 4 5 wave down. This specific example is an impulse. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 4 and 2, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 is simply not allowed to be the smallest wave. And for our sub waves, you already know what I'm about to say. 5 down into wave 1 3 and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different counts. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. Let's say, sure, WXY into wave 4 and an ABC into 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is going on. So, first question, between this and also this high, which one is the highest one? As you can see, yep, by like a very, very small margin, this point is actually the highest high on XLM. And what is going on off of it? I think this is a 1, this is a 2. 2 about here can be 5 down into wave 3 correction for 4, another move down into wave 5. Followed by that, probably, yes, this is going to be like an A, correction for wave B, another move up into C, and then a rather good looking 1 2 3 4 5 wave down, correction up. This time, I believe a WXY in form of a double zigzag. And what is happening right now? In my view, this is probably a wave 1 correction for 2, and you may think that this is a 3 4 5. However, I really don't think so. Why is that? You see, this seems to be quite a strong move on the upside, and if you go on some lower time frames, for example 5-minute chart, you are absolutely able to find in it a 5 wave impulsive structure. So I'm going to say a correction started in XLM from this point, and it's going to be most likely an ABC running flat into possibly wave 4, and the current move is into our wave 5. Now, here's a very important point. This is our bearish scenario, and it suggests that off of the highest high, excuse me, what just happened, we are having a wave 1 2 3 4 5 wave, which is not necessarily an optimistic sign. But here's a question for you. Even if you want to go according to the most pessimistic scenario, what are we going to have after a 5 wave down? You know the answer. We are going to have a move on the upside. So this scenario is bearish, sure, but it does point to a move up in the short term. Now, what about a possible bullish count? That suggests, sure, this is a 5 wave down. However, on a higher degree, it might be into the C leg of an ABC expanded flat, and once more this suggests our correction soon is going to come to an end. And what are we going to have next? Yet another decent move on the upside. So what is it that I'm trying to say? You see, no matter whether you want to go with the bullish or the bearish possibility in the short term, one way or the other, we are going to have a move up. However, what really matters is the shape of that move. What you do not want to see in XLM in the short term is a very slow and choppy move up, a consolidation pattern, which will not be an optimistic sign, because at that point we're going to say, you know what, this is a correction structure, and we can expect yet another phase of this short-term downtrend. On the other hand, what you want to see in here is a very strong move, potentially and hopefully a 5-wave impulsive structure in order to at least take this important high. And also between our pullbacks in here, if you don't find overlapping of the waves, that's actually going to be yet another optimistic sign, suggesting maybe in XLM this ABC flat is playing out into our wave 4, and we can expect another beautiful phase of the uptrend into this wave 5. So again, as a conclusion, we are going to have a move up in the short term one way or the other, but you need to pay full attention to the shape of it, because that is really the main point. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in a Stellar Lumens chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.